My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So previous class we discussed, we started discussing DStatCom, right? And the main thing in DStatCom is to identify the reference current, right? Identify the reference current for the compensation of harmonics and reactive power. So for that, so many methods are there. So one of the commonly used method is instantaneous reactive power theory or PQ theory. So in this, we already discussed that the first step is, so we will measure the supply voltages, and the supply voltages we will convert into alpha beta reference frame. Similarly, we will measure the load currents. So this load currents also converted into alpha beta reference frame. Since we are dealing with powers, the transformation coefficient we kept here is root 2 by 3, right? So once this is done, so next thing is we need to measure the, means we need to calculate the active power and instantaneous imaginary reactive power, right? Instantaneous imaginary reactive power. So also zero sequence power. This is zero sequence power. Since it is, if it is assumed that this is the balanced circuit, so this zero sequence power will be usually zero for balanced system. So this is the original active power. So this is the fictitious reactive power. So that assumed by the, so Akagi, right? So that is instantaneous reactive power theory. So he has developed that. He assumed that this is instantaneous imaginary reactive power. Okay. So we also discussed that. So we can put this into matrix form. So we can put this thing into matrix form. This is PQ. So the matrix will be something like this: V alpha, V beta minus V beta, V alpha, and here you have this alpha I beta, I alpha I beta. Okay. So if you want to calculate this I alpha I beta, right? So this matrix will come here, and this matrix will be go here, right? So we already discussed that. So this power consists of, so various components. This power consists of various components. So that is DC component and AC component. So DC components are mainly due to the fundamental current, and AC components, that is the ripple components, are due to harmonics. So that means this is due to DC component, this is DC, this is due to fundamental, and these are due to harmonics. Similarly here, so this is due to fundamental and this is due to harmonics. Okay. So based on that, the control scheme, so there are two different control schemes. So one is the direct control scheme and indirect control scheme. In direct control scheme, so directly we will sense the statcom currents or dstatcom current, and we will directly control them. That means the reference currents are generated for the dstatcom. In case of indirect, the reference currents are generated for the supply. So that is the main difference. So performance wise, so there is no much change whether it's direct or indirect. So most of the cases we prefer this direct, many cases, right? Okay, clear. And another one, so ideally, right, so ideally, so there will be no losses in this statcom or this statcom. So ideally there will be no losses. So essentially this dstatcom, so will circulate the reactive power, right? So load is having some, for example, load is drawing some plus Q reactive power. Okay. So ultimately from the source side you require zero reactive power, right? So that means this minus Q, so that means this one, dstatcom is providing minus Q reactive power, so that the source side, so it is zero. So that means the reactive power is circulating between the load and dstatcom. Reactive power is mainly circulating between the load and dstatcom. In other words, the source is drawing a reactive power, so which is opposite to the load, right? And that means this statcom, so only draw the reactive power ideally, but in practical case, so we have these switches. Okay, so we have these switching devices. So this switching device is having some losses. So usually these losses are real power losses, right? These losses are usually real power, not usually, this is always real power. Okay, so we already discussed that. So we need to, no need to connect a DC source here. A small energy storing capacitor is sufficient. A small capacitor is sufficient. Okay, if we remove this load, it look like a active filter, active rectifier. It look like a active rectifier. To operate this properly, this capacitor voltage must be greater than the peak of source voltage. It must be greater than the peak of source voltage, right? In case of D-STATCOM, right? So how much peak it is? It is usually 1.6 to 2 times. Okay, so 1.6 to 2 times. So meaning is, if the phase voltage peak value is, for example, it is 100 volts, right? So phase voltage peak value is 100 volts. So in that case, so this DC side voltage of this STATCOM or this capacitor voltage, so we need to maintain somewhere between 160 to 200 volts. Okay, so usually if it is less than 160, if it is less than 160, so we may not get a appropriate compensation. So you may not get an appropriate compensation, right? If it is somewhere, it is greater than this 200, if it is, you are increasing, maybe you are keeping 300, so that means, so 200 is usually sufficient, but you are keeping it a higher value, so that means it is drawing more current. Okay, that means the real current will, means it is drawing more current, so that means the real current will be increases. That means the current magnitude will be increases. So that means we need to optimize this one. So somewhere between 1.6 to 2 times. So that will gives you the best results. That means the performance, the current, the source current will be sinusoidal, and moreover, so it is drawing the, that what exactly amount of current that is required. So that much of current only it is drawing. Okay, that means the optimum current it is drawing to compensate these losses. So in other words, if you choose this peak value, so that means we, for example, we assume that it's 1.6 times. So that means this capacitor is all the time, we need to maintain this capacitor at 160 volts. So we need to maintain this capacitor all the time at 160 volts. So therefore, you require some external controller. Okay, you require some external controller, so which to make this capacitor voltage at 160. The control is same like we discussed earlier. Okay, so we have this VDC reference minus, and this is VDC actual, VDC reference minus VDC actual, and this is given to a PI controller, right? So this is given to a PI controller. So the output of this PI controller, right? The output of this PI controller in this, so it is P loss. So it is a P loss, right? So that means it is usually the losses that occur in these switching devices to maintain this VDC reference at 160. When you are maintaining this VDC at 160, so this much of amount of losses so that are occur. Clear? So this is the one that we need to maintain the DC capacitor constant. Okay, so we are all dealing with powers, right? So here we are already dealing with powers, right? Because we are calculating this active power and reactive power, so that compensation is also in the power form. So that's why we assume that the output of this PI controller is also in the power form. Okay, if you are dealing with currents in active power filters, we are dealing with currents, right? So therefore we assume that the output of the PI is in current form. Okay, so that is the difference. So that means, right, the meaning is, in addition to this minus Q reactive power, in addition to this minus Q reactive power, the D-STATCOM also, right, also draw this P loss component of active power, P loss component of active power, right? So that the losses in this D-STATCOM can be compensated. In otherwise, the capacitor voltage is maintained at its reference value. It's clear? So that means this will be the outer controller. So that this gives you this P loss component. Okay, clear? So this is what it is discussed. So ideally there is no losses in this STATCOM circuit. So therefore the capacitor voltage remains constant. So however in practice, so this STATCOM has switching losses associated with the PWM operation of semiconductor devices. If this energy is supplied by the DC link capacitors, the capacitor will be gradually discharged. Right. So in order to maintain the DC voltage at a constant value, a small amount of average real power P loss must be drawn. So this can be done by adding a DC voltage regulator to the control strategy. Okay. Clear? So that means we obtained this P loss. We obtained this P loss component. Right. So now our objective is to generate the reference current for the either D STATCOM or the supply. Okay. Clear? So earlier we already discussed that. So there are in case of direct method, we are discussing direct method. So which elements we need to eliminate, or which elements that are present in the compensating current? You remember that, right? Right. See, if you assume that this is direct, we already discussed that its P consists of PAC and PDC. So here also Q consists of QAC and QDC. So here from source side we have this P is so only PDC and Q is 0. Right. So let us assume that we are using this direct method. So what is the P here? So here P is, so how much P? So which P you need to compensate?
PAC.
Minus PAC, right? Okay. Clear? This is PAC plus PDC, right? If it is minus PAC, so then only on the source side, it will be P equal to PDC, right? So we are adding these three powers, right? So we are adding this power and this power, so that ultimately on the source side you will get this PDC. And Q will be, what is Q?
Minus of QAC
Minus
plus
of Q.
QDC.
Right. Agree? So this much of things we need to draw from the must means this means this is the powers that must be drawn by this STATCOM in case of direct. In case of indirect, right? So indirect, so this is already given, right? So this is for P, it is PDC, for Q it is 0. This is for indirect. Okay. So this one is to compensate the harmonics. So this is to compensate the entire reactive power. This is to compensate the entire reactive power. Right. So one thing that is missing, so this P loss component. Okay. So that is the power loss component which is generated by the DC voltage regulator. So where we need to add this component, where we need to add this component, where we need to add here, where we need to add this component. So this is P is here, right? It's supposed to draw this minus PAC power and minus Q power, right? So in addition to that, so it is also draw this P loss component. Okay. In addition to that, it also draw this P loss component. So this first component minus PAC to compensate the harmonic currents or harmonic power. So this is to, right? So this additional power, it must be drawn to maintain the DC capacitor at its prescribed value. Is clear? So here also we need to add this P loss component. In addition to this load current, so it is additionally draw these losses in the STATCOM. Clear? This clear? This is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. Okay. So we already discussed that the currents that must be generated by this StatCom. This is in a matrix form, right? Where is that matrix? We kept this matrix form, right? Okay, so this is current I alpha, I beta. Okay, so now we are calculating the current for the StatCom or D StatCom. So it will be I alpha, I beta star, because it is our reference current. So here, so what it will be, if you are going this from this side, so it is V alpha, V beta minus V beta, V alpha inverse, agree, into these powers P and Q. Okay, just I will write it in the next step. So this is the one, right? Agree? It's clear? If you want I alpha, I beta in this power matrix, so it will be in this shape, right? Agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next, so what is this inverse of this one? So what is the inverse of this? This matrix inverse. I think something like this. I remember it is V alpha square, so plus V beta square. Okay. Into this is V alpha, V beta, and this is V beta minus V alpha. Okay, so that is the inverse of this V alpha, V beta minus V beta, V alpha matrix. Clear? So this is into P and Q. Okay, so here you have this I alpha, I beta. Clear? Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I think minus V beta will come.
Okay, anyway, we can check it in the next steps. Some slides are there. I remember what you're saying. This one, V alpha, V beta, this is the one I think you will get. Okay. Right. Clear?
Yes.
So this is the one. So you will get. So this is the powers. So that is I alpha, I beta. Okay. So our next step is to calculate the D StatCom currents in alpha beta reference frame. In alpha beta reference frame. Okay. Later we will convert this into ABC reference
Hello,
frame.
sir.
Yeah. Yes.
For inverse of matrix, the V beta will be having the minus term because adjoint of that will be like that, sir. V alpha minus V beta, V
If
beta,
that is the
V alpha.
case, I think this is plus and this is minus in that case. I remember then. Okay. No, this is. Anyway, I will provide that this exact thing. So all these things that changes. So when the current direction changes. So this is my. How much this one? This is. This is minus V beta I alpha, V alpha into I beta, right? So this is minus here and this is plus here. Okay, we'll cross check this one. No problem. Okay. We'll cross check this. So this is V alpha, V beta and V beta minus V alpha that I remember. Okay. So next thing is, so we need to generate the reference signal. Right, so we need to generate the reference signal for the D StatCom. So that is our objective. So first we'll generate in alpha beta reference frame. So first we will generate in alpha beta reference frame and later we'll convert to ABC reference frame. Reference current in ABC reference frame. Okay, so now, so this is the one, right? So this is the one we developed. So we want to generate this for the D StatCom currents, right? So now this will become I alpha star. Assume that we generally star for the reference, right? So where the changes will come, this P and Q are there, right? So these powers will be there, right? So these powers will be changed, right? So these powers will be changed. Okay. So what it will replace with? So these powers are replaced with. So what it will be? in case of D stat count, what are the powers? We are all calculated, right? So this is P is minus PAC plus P loss, and Q is minus Q. This is the one, right? Agree? So that means, so in this instance of P and Q, I will erase this. Okay, so this P now will be minus PAC plus P loss, and Q is minus Q. Okay, it's clear? It's clear? So now the currents are alpha beta reference from, right? Clear? So this one, right, if this star is not there, okay, so this earlier one, what we discussed, right? So this is the for load currents. If the load currents in alpha beta reference frame, so this is the P and Q, so that are generating, right? In similar way, right? If this is P and Q, if the P and Q, right, we are back calculating. So what is I alpha and I beta star? So this star indicates the D statcom currents for the reference D statcom currents. It's clear. We are just back calculating. Okay, clear. We are just back calculating. This is the original equation to calculate I alpha, I beta when the powers are given, right? So based on that, so we are generating the next equations for the reference currents. When the power, this power is changes, so what is the state of this I alpha and Y beta? Because voltage is common for both load and D statcom, right? Since it is connected in parallel. So these are the equations, okay? So this is the equation for the direct approach. This is what we discussed, right? Agree? So this is the actual equation. So just forget this. So here this I alpha, I beta, the matrix 1 by V alpha square plus V beta square, and this is V alpha, V beta, that is inverse of that matrix. Okay. So what is this P minus P bar? What is this P minus P bar? So what is this P minus P bar? We already discussed it, right? So P is combination of PAC and PDC. So we represented PAC as like this and PDC as bar. Okay. So AC waveform and DC waveform, right? So what we left here? So what is this entire thing? Minus of P minus P bar. What is that? My voice is audible? My voice is audible? I'm audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
connection is missing. Right. So what is this P minus P bar? We are discussing this one, right? So when it is stopped?
In previous slide, sir.
Previous slide. This one, this is fine, right? Up to here it's
Yes.
okay. So we are generating the D statcom reference current, right? I alpha star into I beta star. Okay. So this one we already discussed that P is a combination of AC and DC. So that's how we will represent in shortcut. So P upon this AC like this, and this is P bar that represents the DC component in the AC signal, right? So here this P minus P bar is, what is P minus P bar? What is P minus P bar?
PDC.
AC components.
Hmm.
PDC.
So this is PDC, right? No, what P, not PDC, right? So this PAC.
AC.
So P minus P bar, right? P bar is PDC. Okay. P upon sine wave, so that is P AC, right? So this is P minus P bar. So this is minus P AC plus P loss. So this is what we assumed, right? So this entire thing is PAC plus P loss, and the second one is minus Q. Okay, this clear? So this is what it is written, right? So minus PAC plus P loss, and this is minus Q. So this is the one that we require. Clear? So this is for the direct control. So for indirect control, right? So for indirect control, so which power we need to eliminate? So Q will be 0, okay? And so P is, right? So P, which one we need to eliminate? Minus P DC, right? Okay, minus P DC plus this P loss we need to eliminate, right? So this is for indirect control. Okay, this is for indirect control. So Q made 0. So that means here we'll discuss this direct control. So these reference are now in alpha beta reference frame. So now these are in alpha beta reference frame. So once this is done, so we'll convert this into ABC reference frame. Okay, so this is ABC reference frame. By using this transformation, so we are converted back to ABC. Clear? It's clear? The first thing is, so we will calculate how much power that D-STATCOM is supposed to draw, right? So next step is calculate that reference current in alpha beta reference frame by incorporating these powers. Okay, so once this is done, so after that we will convert back to ABC reference frame. So now the powers for the currents for the reference current, the D-STATCOM are generated. So these are the reference current ICA, ICB, and ICA star. So these are the reference currents. So once these reference currents are generated, so what is the next step? What is the next step? What is the next step? So once these reference currents are generated, what is the
Error
thing?
generation.
By using any current control method, so by using triangle carrier current control method or hysteresis current carrier control method, so we need to generate the firing signals. So you know this reference current, right? What is the next step? So just operate the inverter so as to follow this reference current. Okay, so that means we will, for example, you take triangle carrier, we are generating for this ICA. So one we have ICA, so this is plus. So this one will be, we are generating the reference current for the D-STATCOM, right? So this is the D-STATCOM actual current of A phase. So we give it to a PI controller. This output of PI controller is compared with a triangle carrier. So that will generate the firing signal for the A phase upper switch. So negative will generate the firing signal for the A phase bottom switch. This method we already discussed, right? Okay. So only the difficulty is, so which powers we need to select, right? So how to select the powers and which power we need to select. So that is important. Clear? So any doubts on this? Any doubts? You have any doubts? Okay. So once this is done, this entire thing is done, right? So now, so this is the overall control scheme. Okay. So this is the overall control scheme. Okay. We can read from here, right? So by using clock transformation, so we have measured this load currents ILA, ILB, and ILC. So this is clock transformation. Okay. So here also, so some addition here, some just small modification here. So here, this is positive voltage sequence detector. So this is sometimes it is required. So when it is required is, so for example, we are all assumed that the supply voltages are balanced and sinusoidal. The supply voltages are balanced and sinusoidal. Sometimes what will happen, the supply voltages are not balanced, right? And some harmonics are present in the supply voltages, right? So whenever that harmonics are present, so entire thing, whatever the P and Q are, we are calculating, right? So that gives you some errors because we already assumed that. So when you are writing these equations, so we assumed that, so these are so not impacting the powers. That means these are sinusoidal and balanced. Sometimes in practical conditions, so these supply voltages will be distorted. So therefore, you require this positive sequence generator, so positive sequence voltage detector. Okay, so that will generate the positive sequence fundamental voltages, positive sequence fundamental voltages like VSC, VSP, and VSC. So entire thing is optional. So generally this is optional. So normally most of the cases, so we assume that the supply voltages are balanced. Okay, right. So that means assume that this is not present, so that directly they are going here, all are directly so going here. Okay, so this is Clark transformation. By using Clark transformation, we convert it to V alpha, V beta, and this I alpha, I beta. So and we are measured these powers. Okay, so we are measured these powers. That means we are calculated P and Q. So we are calculated P and Q. So here this is DC voltage regulator. So this is drawn for some cascade edge bridge topology, but usually you require, we have this V reference on one side and V actual on the other side. So we have this PI. So rest of the things you know, right? Okay. So this is DC voltage regulator. So this gives you this P loss component. This gives you the P loss component. So next step is we need to extract this P. It consists of P DC and P AC. Okay, right. So we have this PAC and PDC. So we need to extract this high frequency component. Right. So we need to extract this high PEC component. So we have this P, right? Okay. By using a high pass filter. So one is by using a high pass filter, we can get this P DC component here. No. By using a high pass filter, so we can get a DC component here, right? Or by using a low pass filter, so we can get this PAC component. Is this correct?
Sir, opposite.
Opposite, right? So this is AC here and DC here, right? Okay, it's clear, right?
Yes.
So there are two ways to extract this P bar, right? By using high pass filter, we can extract this, and low pass filter, we can extract this, right? The thing is that, so design of this high pass filter is somewhat trickier when compared to this low pass filter. Okay, so design of this high pass filter is trickier when compared to this low pass filter. So when you are operating at 50 Hz or 60 Hz, okay, the size of this inductor or the size of this filter in high pass filter is high when compared to this low pass filter. Okay, so that's why we used this low pass filter method. Okay, there is nothing wrong if you use this high pass filter, but in practical, so when you're doing that, you require some large size inductor. Okay, so when you're implemented digitally, so there is no problem. Okay, so I assume that I use this low pass filter, but low pass filter will gives you only this PDC, right? But you actually require PAC. Okay, so low pass filter, it gives you PDC, but you actually require PAC. So what I did is I subtracted with minus P. Okay, I subtracted with minus P. So now this is minus PAC. Agree? So this is what this step is, that. So this is P. By using a low pass filter, by using, this is P, right? By using a low pass filter, I generated this AC component. This is wrong here. This is bar. So this is bar here. Second. 1 second, screen is frozen. Okay, so this is bar actually. Okay, this is P DC component. Okay, I'm subtracted this low pass filter. So by using low pass filter, I obtain this PDAC component. So I subtracted from this P. So this is additional one. So this is where I subtracted. Okay, so that gives you this AC component, and this is loss component I added here. You can see here, right? That loss component is added. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
this loss component is added here, and Q. So this is the measured Q, right? So this is the measured Q. So by using this -1, I multiply with -1, so that gives you this minus Q. Okay, so now you have this PAC here plus P loss. Okay, or by using a instead of doing all this, so you have this P, right? So by using a high pass filter, you can generate the, so by using a high pass filter, you can generate this. So by using high pass filter, you can generate this P AC component. So after that, you just multiply with -1. So that gives you minus PAC. Okay. So instead of no need to do all these things. Okay. So but we already discussed that. So usually design of the low pass filter is easy when compared to high pass filter. The design of low pass filter is easy when compared to high pass filter. So that's why we prefer this low pass filter. So once these powers are calculated, right, by using this calculation of reference current, this IC alpha and IC beta, and after that by using inverse clock transformation, we have this ICA, ICB and ICC. So that is the currents in ABC frame. And later by using any PWM scheme, so this is any PWM scheme, we are converted, or this is the actual D-STATCOM currents. This is the actual D-STATCOM currents. So we are generated the reference signal for this. Okay, clear? Is clear? Okay, so this is the direct control scheme. So how to generate reference signal by direct control scheme. So in case of indirect control scheme, so everything is same. Okay, in case of indirect control scheme, so where the first change occurs, so here the first change occurs, so here Q will be 0, and here instead of this high pass filter, you require low pass filter, you require high pass filter, right? Okay, just one change, or just extract this minus PDC. That means this is P here. So we have this low pass filter, and after that you just multiply with -1. So this is P, and you will get minus PDC. Okay, and these currents will change here. So earlier that is D-STATCOM currents. So now these currents are supply currents. Okay, clear? So only three places we need to change. So one is the active power calculation, so reactive power calculation, and the currents that where we are measuring. Earlier we need to measure the D-STATCOM currents. So now we need to measure the supply currents. So that is the thing we do. Okay, I think I will show you. I will show you in simulation. Just give me a minute.